Mrs. Scott, was this what you were looking for earlier?
Molly, where did you find this?
Just on the bookshelf.
Oh, my God, I thought this was lost forever. Thank you.
You finished?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Molly, I'm sorry. Have you spoken to Emily today?
Oh, I'm going to call her later.
Oh, good luck. I've tried the number a half-dozen times today with no answer.
Oh, that's because she and Kirk are at Playland.
Really?
Miss Emily was so excited about riding on the roller coaster. Oh, you couldn't pay me to get on one of those contraptions.
I'm glad they're out enjoying themselves. Really, I was beginning to get concerned that they were just going to become a couple of old homebodies.
I've been worried about the way they've been living, too.
Well, it just takes time to adjust, to feel comfortable in new surroundings, I guess.
Frankly, I don't think they can.
Why do you feel that way?
Well, Miss Emily, she was brought up in the country where it's always quiet, and the change to big city life just must be like night and day to her.
Molly, I'm from the country, too, and I felt the same awe Emily is feeling when I first came to the city.
You two seem to have so much in common.
Yeah, well, listen, take it from me. Just give her a little time, and before you know it, she'll be a true city slicker.
Maybe. But I think Kirk may be another story. His illness and the pace of the big city life just don't seem to mix at all.
You may have a point there. It seems to me that Kirk has even crawled further into a shell.
I know.
Excuse me. Hello? Oh, hi, Oscar. He is? Oh, of course, send him up. Bye. Company.
Oh. As I was saying, Mrs. Scott, you know how I care for Emily. Well, as much as she and Kirk just love that house of yours, I'm not sure they're ever going to be truly happy there.
I certainly hope you're wrong.
More and more, I just think they have made a mistake and that they're going to be much better off somewhere else.
30th floor, second-hand maternity dresses, children's lingerie, and oh my gosh, it's the Scott household. Have I dropped in at a bad time?
You will certainly get no complaints from me.
Well, sit yourself down right here. I'll pour your wine for you.
Oh, yeah?
White as usual?
Oh,
I'll
yes,
even
thank you.
join you. How about that?
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I gotta tell you, this has been some reception. You'd think I'd returned from a safari to darkest Africa instead of my little bitty hunting trip.
What are you doing
Fishing
back so
trip.
soon? I didn't expect you back for another couple days.
Well, there's an interesting story in that. I ran afoul of the Grizzly Bear and Trout Protective Association of Graham County. They didn't like my attempts to thin the... You don't buy that. Oh, actually, I checked in with the office this afternoon. They told me there'd been a break in that case I was working on, the big one, and my presence was required post-haste, so I jumped in the car. Here I am.
Well, I guess when you're one of Monticello's top legal beagles, things like that will happen, huh?
I guess so. I gotta get back there, though, soon, before the leaves turn brown. Maybe by then that fish I was trying to catch will have come back from his vacation, too, and we can get together.
Well, it's too bad you didn't get to do all you planned.
No, I didn't get to accomplish everything I wanted to.
I could say that I'm sorry your vacation was cut short, but I won't. Strictly selfish reasons.
What might they be?
I missed you.
I
really did.
I thought about you all the time.
Yeah. Well, now that you're back, I think you can confirm or deny a rumor I heard from Raven. One that I have had a great difficulty believing.
What'd she tell you?
She said that you changed your mind about having me testify at your custody trial. She said that I'm not going to be a witness.
The town crier strikes again.
Then it's true.
For the first time in recorded memory, Raven has got her facts straight. That's right. I'm not going to involve you in this thing.
I want to get involved, Logan. I want to help you get Jamie back.
I know, but I just don't think anymore that your testimony is going to be necessary.
How can you say that? Of course it's necessary. I have to tell the judge about Raven's letter. It is the only thing that'll prove to the judge that she doesn't give a damn about that baby.
Maybe. And maybe not.
You have doubts?
I'll be frank with you. There's every possibility that your participation in the trial could hurt the case as much as help it.
That doesn't make sense.
If it was just a matter of putting you on the stand and letting you tell your story, I'd have no reservations at all. None. But
what?
Raven's attorney gets a chance to cross-examine you.
I'm not going to change my story if that's what you're worried about.
If he's any good, and we better assume that he is, the first thing he'll bring out is our relationship.
So what?
Well, he will imply that, since we are friends, that you are prejudiced in my behalf, that you've concocted this whole story about the letter just to help me.
That's absurd.
I know that, and you know that. When we get right down to it, what proof do we have? Now, the letter's gone. Raven will, she'll say that it was, never existed, or that it was just a letter giving you permission to look after Jamie while she was in London.
And I'll say that that's a lie.
And the attorney will hammer at you, and hammer at you, and hammer at you, and hammer at you until he's got you in tears.
I don't understand this, Logan. I thought we had this all settled.
All I can say is that you have to trust me on this. I'm a lawyer, too. I know how the game is played. I made this decision for the good of the case, not just to spare your feelings.
Trust you? Sounds to me as if you don't trust me.
Oh, did I say that? Did I say that at all? It's just a judgment I've made. Nothing more.
Neither a borrower nor a lender be. You've never heard that expression, Raven?
Come on, Elliot, give me a break. What are friends for? I've had a lot of big expenses. I had to hire a competent full-time nurse, and those people do not work for cheap.
Well, you could have looked after your little darling yourself and saved a bundle.
And lost my mind? No, thank you. I mean, I think you should chip in, because this means I'll have more free time to spend with you.
Really?
Yes. Besides, I don't think spending money on the nursery and on Jamie's clothes is particularly frivolous.
No, you can rationalize everything. I know that.
Elliot, what is Mother going to say when she comes to Monticello and sees Jamie living in a hole dressed in rags?
Oh, listen, I know you're trying to put up a good front for Mama.
Look at it as an investment. If Mother goes back to London knowing that Jamie's in good hands, that means we can get our hands on his inheritance, and we can have steak and champagne every day with the allowance that Jamie gives his loving mommy.
All right. I'll write you a check. I'll buy it a small one, just to get you off my back.
It's very sweet of you, but could you give me cash?
You sound like my creditors.
I'm sorry. It's just that they'll repossess everything by the time the check clears. Please. I love you. I promise I'll pay you back every cent with interest.
Well, but it may be 30 years before you get your greedy fingers on Mama's millions. At today's interest rates, compounded annually, I could retire by the time you repay this debt.
Thank you.
I know exactly how much is in that pile.
That's all right. It's all right. We'll be in the money by the time we get young.
Yeah, you're still thinking you'll be counting on Mother's illness, huh? Talk about the vultures circling.
How dare you imply that? I mean, I want this money, but I certainly don't want anything to happen to Mother.
Well, you'll have to excuse me. I think it's time I mingled with the guests.
All right, I'm going to put on some makeup. You go ahead. I'll be out there later.
Hey, talk about a sight for sore eyes. There's quite a respectable crowd out there for a change.
Thanks to Mr. McGrath.
Let's hope Kelly's premiere gets some good reviews, so we can see these friendly faces more than once.
His puppets are really cute. So is Kelly.
Would you believe that? Look who just walked in, the Curs and the Kavanaughs.
You're kidding. What are they doing here? They're not the disco type. Look at the dress she has on.
Friends of the star, darling. You wouldn't want them to miss opening night.
Well, they're not friends of mine, and I don't particularly want to see them, so I think I'll just wait here, okay?
Okay, suit yourself. I think I'll chase them around a little bit.
All right. Right to say, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, when I saw your name on the reservation list, I made sure you had the best tables in the house.
That was very nice of you.
Jody, what are you doing?
I'm working.
Why didn't you call in sick? I told you had to rest. You got to get your strength back.
I'm feeling fine. Besides, if I don't work, I don't get paid, and I have to earn a living.
Welcome to the Unicorn.
Oh, Elliot.
Mr. Dorn.
How are you? I'll take care of these fine people, Jody.
Okay, Mr. Dorn. I hope everybody has a nice evening, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Thank you, Jody. Kelly must be quite excited, Mr. and Mrs. Carr. After all, you've gone that stage, a mere puppeteer, and come off a star.
Well, I think we're all looking forward to it.
Well, what'll it be? The first is on the house.
Now, he said twice to the right. Back to 17.
I really wish this place weren't so crowded tonight. Jody looks like she's being run ragged.
Well, you seem concerned about her health.
Well, she had a fainting spell this afternoon, and Miles came to her rescue.
What was the matter?
Well, her dance instructor called me. It seems she had finished a strenuous session and just passed out.
Oh, I'm sure there's a reason.
Yeah, but it's something I think that can be cured with just a good diet and a lot of rest.
Well, Kelly told us about her passion for dancing. From the way he talks about her, I think he'd like to be more than just her co-worker. I think our nephew has a crush on your kid sister.
Yes, and I can see why. She's a lovely young lady. And she's very independent. You know, she hasn't made any demands on us.
You're lucky. Very often when a long-lost relative comes out of the woodwork, it can cause problems.
She even refused our help. She really wants to be independent.
Yes, but if she keeps up the schedule of dancing all day and working all night, she's going to need help, whether she wants it or not. Hey.
Hi, Nancy.
Kelly.
Hi, Dr. Kavanaugh, Mrs. Kavanaugh.
Darling, we wouldn't miss this evening for the world.
How do you feel, Kelly?
Well, I'm a little bit nervous, but if you think I'm bad, you ought to see my puppets.
What do you mean?
Every time I pick one up, it starts to shake.
Just opening night jitters, that's all.
Listen, anyway, I want you to know that you have 4 very enthusiastic fans at this table. And break a leg.
You're going to do a fine job, Kelly.
Okay, I'll see you in a little bit.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Jody? Jody, what are you doing here?
I'm getting 2 beers and a pina colada for table 7.
But you're sick. You nearly collapsed at the dance studio. I told Mr. Dorn you wouldn't be in tonight at all.
I know, but I thought it over, and I figured it was really stupid to be sick so soon after getting this job.
It was stupid for you to come in. You should see a doctor.
I did. Gavin called Dr. Kavanaugh, and he said there was nothing really wrong with me. Besides, I didn't want you waiting on my tables.
I would have been glad to have done it.
Yeah, well, you have something better to do tonight anyway, don't you? I've heard about the show there. I called up and talked to Charlie. Congratulations.
Hey, is that why you came in?
Of course not. I just thought that since you were doing your puppet show tonight, that you'd attract a lot more people and I would get more tips.
Well, as long as you're feeling better. What I mean to say is, I'm really glad you're here to catch the show.
Oh, well, go out there and get him.
Sure. Will I see you afterwards?
Well, that all depends on if I can fight my way through your mob of fans who will be hounding you for your autograph.
You're great. Well, I better get going or I'll miss my cue.
Okay.
See you later.
Okay.
Hey, cats, it's Disco Danny here. You having a good time? Yeah, baby. Well, I'm not having a good time, man. I'm lonely. I mean, wish my baby were down here. I think I'll just give her a call here. Oh, she's like a, man, she's like a, you know what I mean? No, she's not like a pop bottle, you dingbat. These cats are really Squaresville, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Well, I'll just give her a call here. Oh, yeah, boogie, boogie, boogie. Oh, hello, baby. Yeah, it's Disco Danny. Yeah, you want to come down here? Yeah, just put on those nice lizard hot pants and boogie on dance. You don't want to go out tonight. What's that? I'm what? I'm crude, loud, oversexed. Well, all right, baby, but what's the problem? You got what? Well, sugar, tell him to split. I don't care who he is. I'm your date tonight. What's that? Your husband? Is this, Gloria? Cecilia. Wrong number. Well, Cecilia, baby, hey. You like to disco dance, baby? Yeah, why don't you come on down and, she hung up. Not a good night for me. You know, I think I'm gonna split. You know, I'm gonna cut out of here. You dig what I'm saying out there? Yeah, I thought it wasn't that good, but all right. Hey, Yubi, baby, I need some help. Hey,
Oh, yeah, another bad night for Disco Danny. But he'll be back tomorrow night and try again. So will the rest of the Poco Puppets. You know, we're going to have Zelda the retired stripper. She's going to show it all. And, yeah, so I hope you and your friends will tell everyone about the show here at the
it's just an incident, nothing to worry about. The show is still on.
The show must go
Mr. John,
on.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. The tray just slipped right out of my hands.
You don't look okay, Jody. Are you feeling well?
No, I'm all right. I better clean this mess
No,
up.
listen, I don't think you look very well. I think you should go down to the office and lie down. Wait till you get it.
Oh, Mr. John, I can't. I have so much work to do.
Listen, I can't, I'll run out of barware if you keep on dropping things, and I don't want to clean up. Come on.
Right.
Take that order and go on and lie down.
Come on, darn it, I know that's the way he did it. What do you want?
Well, Mr. John told me to come here and lie down because I wasn't feeling too well.
Didn't anybody ever teach you to knock? Look, you shouldn't just barge in on people like that. I was, looking for my earring. I lost it, but I found it. If you want to sit down, go ahead. I was just leaving. Oh, excuse me. Jody.
Oh, hi. I should have known you two would come.
How are you?
I sure made a mess of things.
I don't think any harm was done.
I feel terrible about taking attention away from Kelly. I mean, he was doing so terrific.
Look, answer a question, will you? Did you drop that tray just because you were clumsy, or did it get too heavy for you to carry it? I want you to be honest with me now.
I don't know. What's wrong with me? When I picked up that tray, it felt like it weighed a ton.
Jody, I told you this kind of thing could happen if you didn't start taking it easy.
I can't afford to take it easy.
Well, you can't afford not to. Now listen, Miles and I have a really good idea. Why don't you come and just stay with us for a while?
Oh, I couldn't. I couldn't accept your charity.
Charity? It's hospitality.
No, I'd be in the way.
No, you wouldn't. We have an extra room. It's absolutely empty.
You two probably take in stray dogs and cats, too, huh?
Listen, I would feel so much better knowing that you have a decent bed to sleep in and decent meals.
It's a chance for you to get your feet back on the ground, Jody, both financially and physically. And you won't have any personal expenses at all, okay?
Why do you two want to do all this for me?
Well, you're your family.
I think the only reason Raven informed you about this in the first place because she thought that, make that hoped. She hoped it would upset you, and it has. She takes a great deal of pleasure from that, though I'll never understand why.
Logan, I didn't get upset until Raven asked me if perhaps you hadn't cooled off towards me lately. Yeah, well, that struck a nerve with me, too. I didn't admit anything to her, of course. I didn't have to. She just took it for granted and then went on to say that she knew why you had put a bit of distance between us.
Oh, I bet that's worth hearing. She always did have a wonderful imagination. I ever tell you I thought she'd make a mint writing cheap novels? What'd she say?
She said it was because you didn't need me anymore. Raven's theory is that the reason you were so friendly towards me was because you felt you had to be.
Just how does she figure that, huh?
Because with her letter out of the picture, it does appear as if I am the golden link between you and Jamie's custody.
If you recall, I was the one who did not want you to go on the stand in the first place.
That's right. And then you changed your mind.
Because Mike and Cliff and Geraldine and you too, all of you got together and convinced me, and I had to pull out all the stops.
In any case, Raven said since you've altered your approach and I have become expendable, then you didn't have to like me so much anymore, so you just kind of cooled it off.
You believe that? From a woman who cannot understand why two human beings can feel affection for each other without an ulterior motive. You believe that?
I didn't say I believed her, Logan.
Then why are we having this discussion, huh? Huh?
Why? Because you have changed towards me lately.
So what do you think now? You think everything that passed between us was a lie?
No, of course not. But for the life of me, Logan, Look, why don't you just tell me why you've changed your attitude?
I know how you feel about Draper, still. Taking a few steps back. But that's the only reason, that's all.
Logan, look at me. Why should that matter now?
Because I love you.